Good evening, everyone. GM. So yeah, we're here again. This is Rob Scoms alongside with Churchill from Davao DeFi community. So join us for tonight. This will be our first special webcast show. We titled this DDC Omnichain. So we'll be tackling about different topics regarding interoperability and also with regards to Omnichain technology, which is relatively powered by Zetachain blockchain. So yeah, this will be an exciting discussion for today because it was also our first episode to feature a Web3 game. This will be an exciting part to know on how the Web3 game industry works on the other end on propagating of course, the Web3 industry itself. So starting off, we would like to emphasize that this is an education and not over a financial advice. So do your own research and of course have a due diligence. Now let's welcome our guests for the show. Let's welcome Sir Marcelo and Vinay, community admins of League of Thrones, a strategy Web3 game on chain. Sir, welcome to the
Hi,
show.
thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today. And on behalf of League of Thrones, and we are really happy to be here and to share our game and the opportunities that we have with the same.
Amazing. Thank you. And Sir Vinay?
Yeah, similar words. It's a pleasure to be on here for the first edition of your show. And really pleased to present a Web3 game, which, in my opinion, is very exciting when you play with friends and other competitive people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so this will be a great discussion for tonight because this is somehow like an added narrative for a particular Web3 game, which is aligning with somehow like interoperability by launching on top of the Zetachain blockchain, which basically adheres to that value proposition. Now, to get started with, I want to get familiar with our guests, of course. So we would like to start with Sir Marcelo and going to Sir Vinay after. So how did you guys get started and get involved in the Web3 space, then eventually ended up on the Web2 gaming, then particularly gone to the League of Thrones games. So can you give us some overview on that life journey somehow?
Yes, of course. In my personal case, during the pandemics, during COVID-19, I was really confused about what's happening in the world. You know, my background has have nothing to do with blockchain in general. I am more related with pharmaceutical, but during this period of time, I was like, okay, something is happening in the world. What I'm going to do with my life, you know? So I tried to figure out. I discovered several years ago blockchain and of course Bitcoin especially. But during this period of time, I was also concerned about privacy perspectives. So I discovered the principal point that introduced me in this world, that was Oasis blockchain, and in the specific case, as you can see in the League of Thrones, the Emerald. This one is a paradigm that is part of Oasis network. So I started as an ambassador of Oasis network, and also in this place I met Vinay, and we started to do a lot of things during this period of time. And then we also have one particular project called Uniswap, and we started with another people that to be admins in this area. And also we met Mike during the time. Mike is the founder of Uniswap, and then we started. Uniswap is a DEX, the first DEX on Emerald, and of course on Oasis network. So later, Mike also proposed us to come to League of Thrones, and here we are. We also be part of that, like almost 3 years right now, I think. So for me, Web3 and the development behind blockchain and the, of course, cryptocurrencies is the freedom that you can find. And this is the best and the biggest opportunity that I found during this period of time in my personal life. That is the reason why I am part of this movement.
Yeah, definitely an amazing journey, sir. So basically, you survived the longest bear market on the space. Congratulations
Yes,
to that.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We would like to hear also from Sir Vinay. His journey also along with Sir Marcelo.
Yeah, I think like for most part, I share the same journey as Marcelo. So, but I mean, I've been in crypto for a long time, since 2015. So I've lived the previous cycle as well, both the ups and downs. But yeah, I really started getting active into crypto back again, especially the communities during the pandemic. That was when like I started taking a more active role, and then it was I kind of met Marcelo, and we focused a lot of our efforts in growing regional communities. So we started from there with UsuSwap to support the community, and then after that we got the opportunity to work on this new game, which is very exciting because there's many different mechanics, especially when it comes to strategy, playing together as a team. So yeah, I really like this space. I think um, there's a lot of value to be added, both for users and everyone in the ecosystem. So very excited to be here, and the journey goes on.
Sense. There is basically like DeFi. There's basically like NFT, and of course, the Web3, which is coming also hot on this year. Now, if I may ask in general question, why did somehow you guys choose the game side of this industry? What are somehow the things that you're trying to put in so that it gives value to, like, for example, to the industry or to the community, and what drives you to align yourself with more on the Web3 gaming industry on basically on, like, for example, on our decentralized and blockchain and also NFT space. Anyone can answer that?
I can go first, no problem.
Okay, go ahead.
The first thing, you use a precious word, decentralization, decentralized. I think mostly the game industry right now, you have some kind of dependency of the principal video games. I'm not going to promote some consoles about that, but in general, you are attached in somehow. You can only play principally in a centralized way, and you have to pay to a specific company. So right now, I think we have this great opportunity to have decentralization of this type of games, and this is to open the opportunities for the people in the entire world to have this kind of experiences. Also, I believe that you can promote local opportunities for people. Think about the developers. You have so many developers around the world, and in some occasions you only have the opportunity to the people that are located most probably in Europe or the United States. But right now we have developers around the world working together to bring this kind of games for the people in general. So I think we have a great opportunity here to provide work and to provide entertainment to the people, and also to bring the people the opportunity of decentralization, and of course to provide an opportunity and to promote the use of cryptocurrencies in another way that is not the traditional, maybe in the financial criteria, normally for exchange some products, but in this case entertainment. So I think this is the principal opportunities that we can see here.
Okay, got it. Good to hear that on your side. Can you add up something, Sir Vinay, about it?
I agree with most of most of what Marcelo said. I think like there's what I really enjoy is the collaborative nature, right? So everyone who is in this space, they share same set of values. Whether like we completely have achieved that or not is a different question, but we are all here because we believe that there is room for a decentralized environment. There is room for collaborative workflows. There's this opportunity where people can actually own their assets and their data, so they control how they want to interact with them. So I think like being in this space, like you have a lot of people who think similar to your values. So that's probably like the best thing I enjoy about it.
Yeah, amazing. Definitely, there's somehow a new paradigm of values that are being cultivated on our industry, and as we know, in parallel, I think the Web3 industry on the Web2 economy is very huge, and my onboarding that to Web3 is somehow really a very exciting part that could probably trigger somehow the things that we wanted, mass adoption on our industry. Now, yeah, beforehand, so let's try to uh, somehow have some surface knowledge regarding League of Thrones. So, tell us about basically what is League of Thrones, and how did it started, when did it started, and what are some of the motivation why it is, why is it being built. Uh, can you grab that, Sir Marcelo? Then next, Sir Vinay.
Yes, of course. League of Thrones basically is a Web3 multiplayer strategy game. Okay, in this game, the players take on the role of monarchs. You can recruit generals, train troops, develop the economy of your kingdom, and of course, the best part that Vinay was telling, you can compete with allies in order to get the victory in the ultimate throne. So you are competing in real time with different allies in order to get the throne of the kingdom. And we currently support, of course, Zetachain, Binance Smart Chain, and Oasis Emerald Mainnet. We are looking for more chains, and we are going to support soon more chains. But basically, this is the starting point of and the idea behind the game.
Mm-hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's amazing. As you launch on Zeta chain. Now, so when was the first chain that is League of Thrones did launch? Is it on Binance Smart Chain or the Oasis?
It was Oasis, and specifically in the paradigm called Emerald.
Mm-hmm. That's what that was like a year ago already, or just few months?
Yes, I think 1 year or 1 year and half ago, most more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So basically, this League of Thrones are already running for 1 year already. Now, you just decided to jump on Zeta chain to get the benefits of interoperability, which is pretty good. Now, just to add another, let's try to. I want to ask some of the basic mechanics because majority of the Web3 games that I see on the space, uh, the main involvement of, like, for example, the PFP, the characters, and the things that are involved on the game aspect is NFT. Does this apply also on League of Thrones? Do you use NFT also in the integration process of the game? Sir Vinay, can you answer that?
Yeah, we definitely do. I think like NFTs are pretty cool in that like they can give more utility outside of just being super cool art pieces. So the way we kind of implement this in League of Thrones is that we partner with different NFT collections on different chains. And what we allow then is their holders to participate in the game, and then they have special they have like extra attack or defense points. So we encourage people from these communities to participate because their NFTs have utility in the game. So that's how we've kind of approached this. But I think like there's
Mhm.
a lot you can do with NFTs beyond this.
So basically, League of Thrones doesn't have its own NFT
No,
character.
we don't. We
Uh,
instead, so we have characters within the game,
mm-hmm.
but we use other community NFT projects. We partner with them and give their collections special privileges in the seasons.
Okay, so can you mention the specific NFT community that you are currently enabled for League of Thrones?
Yeah, I mean, it depends season to season. So, say for example, when we had a few seasons in Oasis Emerald, we partnered with Oasis Apes, where everyone who had an Oasis Ape NFT, they could join and they could have like an additional character in the game. So, as you can see on the screen, by
Mm-hmm.
default, you get like six characters, like six players, or like six personas in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You have like an extra general in your army, and then you can use that to get to have like more um, a more versatile skill set of attack and defense. Then we had this in BNB chain with Cristiano Ronaldo NFT collection. So
Mm-hmm.
we partner with different NFT collections for different seasons, and sometimes what happens is these NFT collections, as part of the prize, things more fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So basically, every season there will be new whitelisted NFT community that will be added on the game itself, right?
Yeah, you the game will has until now always been free to play. So even if you don't have an NFT, you can play. But we always like to give something extra to the people who have an NFT. So that's our way of making sure the game is accessible to everyone, but at the same time, it gives extra utility to people from a certain collection.
Yeah, that's a very nice value proposition, because you're trying to open up the window of engagement here with different NFT communities, and these NFT communities are growing basically right now. So that's a good avenue. Now, Sir Marcelo, can Vina mention about season. So can you elaborate further? How does the season game work?
Yes, of course. We have a season-based war strategy game here, and each season players can choose different factions and use combinations of generals to play the game. So you have more or less each season has a duration of 10 days around. Not always is the rule like that. But during the period of time that you are running the season, if you are playing with a faction, you need to occupy the different plots areas around the map. And the principal idea behind that is that you need to reach in the center of the map. You have the throne, and you need to reach the throne for 8 hours. And if you reach during 8 hours, then you win. The faction that occupy the 8 hours will be declared the winner of the game, and the season can end early if you reach that. Of course, if no faction meets the condition, the season will end after the 10 days and be judged as a draw. But normally it doesn't happen like that. I never, at least in my criteria and the seasons that I played, and I never see a draw, to be honest. So at the end of each season, you have the Conquer rewards and the Glory ranking rewards, the points. I can share with you the screen to show you that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, okay. Try to show the screen. And try to zoom in a bit so that it will be more clear on the screen.
Maybe like that.
One more. Yeah, there. Okay.
Okay. So you have the conquest reward points and the glory reward points, and after that you have with the points at the end of the season, you have the rewards and the position that of the player at the end. So basically,
how many winners are there on every season? Are there somehow like multiple winners that could achieve this?
Yes, of course you have multiple winners, but it depends of the criteria before the starting of the season. I mean, how many? As an example, in the case of the Zetachain, you need to figure out first the summatory of the conquest rewards plus glory rewards, and then you have then the number of the winners depending of the positions.
Okay. So on the season competition, are there any limits for players to come in? Or it's open for everyone? Anyone can join?
Generally, we have like a number of applicants. The last one previous season with Zeta, it was around 200 applicants, and it depends of the people that are coming. Normally, when you complete the 200 applicants, then you have another season open, and different seasons can be open at the same time.
Oh, okay. At the same time, from different chain or particular chain only?
In the specific case that we were playing, the last one, we have on the same chain, but we can also open different chains. It depends of the needs of the players and what they are telling us in our Telegram group or also on Discord.
Okay. And how progressive the season are coming in. Like for example, after one season, it ends today. By the next day, you will be opening another season, or it take days more before opening another season. Depends upon who decides to open up the season.
Normally, we settle it, and we announce in advance that we are going to open a specific
Okay.
season, you know. But if we see that the people are coming, and we have and we have a full room with a lot of people right now, we can open more seasons, you know.
Okay.
In the past, especially with Oasis and BNB, we also have continuous open seasons. But right now we are testing because we are moving with Zeta. So we are testing right now. We don't have, unfortunately, today we don't have open seasons, and also this is the reason why we cannot show right now
Yeah.
a demo of the game. But of course, we can see a good opportunity to come back again to your show and show directly a demo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. To our viewers, unfortunately, we cannot show for today. We would like to show a gameplay, but unfortunately, all the season has ended already, and they cannot execute. So we'll be maybe spanning a future show
Yes,
intended for that only.
we are going to have a serious conversation with Mike about that, and we offer you to have a live demo in the
Yeah,
next opportunity.
that would be good because our viewers would easily understand somehow the gameplay and the mechanics that how League of Thrones are being played. Now, just want to add up because I'm curious. When you play on the League of Thrones, does it involve like transactions? Are you using gas in the sense on every action or particular task or mission that you are trying to deal with on the gameplay itself, or there's no gas at all usage? Yeah. Mhm.
League of Thrones, you only so the everything's on chain, right? But
Mhm.
uh, we know that like doing everything on chain and signing transactions is a friction. Like when it comes to playing games, you don't want like every time your MetaMask to open up or any other
Correct.
wallet, and then you have to approve things. So we only request a transaction when you sign up to the game, and then once you've signed up, all of the transactions are on chain, but you don't really like see them on chain. So every click, every move, every upgrade you do is in essence a transaction on the blockchain. And now like you'll soon be able to see this on the Zeta block explorer. So we've abstracted a lot of the pain points of like playing games in Web3. So you only have to sign up when you register, which is like a couple of cents when you sign up, and after that everything is looked after by abstraction. I also wanted to add to the previous topic about the game. So League of Thrones has been around for almost a year, if not like slightly over. And the reason why we have this start and stop between seasons is because we get a lot of quality feedback from experienced gamers. So sometimes we get feedback that, hey, this this strategy, or like you can actually like if you play a certain way you have certain advantages, or maybe like this feature isn't very optimized, or there's bugs with a certain function within the game. So it also allows us to take a step back, review like all the feedback we get to, so that we can make the game a lot better. This was more of the case like in the early months, but even today like we get a lot of experienced players playing the game. They highlight things that they probably like us to improve on. So many times when you see that there is a pause and there isn't an active season going on, it's most likely because the devs are actually working at making the game even better
Mhm.
for all of you.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. So the game is constantly improving progressively based on the feedback of the gamers itself. That's why you somehow schedule your per season on that aspect. Now, I want to further ask Sir Vinay. Uh, there are so many like Web3 games coming out, and we learn lesson from the early stage on the early part on the first DeFi summer. There was the early stage games that are somehow we see some of the issues and problems that they arise, and later part, of course, you launch League of Thrones. What are some of the like lessons or like implementation which League of Thrones are aligning? Like for example, particularly the driving factor most of the gamers, of course, is somehow uh, to have an immersive aspect on how they play the game. Then at the same time, they're aligning also for incentives. Can you delve on specific about this somehow on how League of Thrones handle this? Sir, you're on mute. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for pointing it out. Yeah, I think like in my opinion, Web3 games generally have a history of not being fun. So you are just like clicking buttons and yeah, it's just like it's not interactive at all. So we've at least at League of Thrones, we've like carefully thought this out and make sure that um, yeah, you can't have like super fancy graphics and stuff like that for Web3 games as of now. If you want to make it like completely on chain, but you can definitely work on the mechanics of the game to make sure like the strategy and the way like upgrading your army and your generals, uh, that is that is kind of encouraging people to come back again and again. So we have in the game, you have a lot of upgrades where you have to, as you can see on the screen, you have to upgrade your buildings so that they produce more silver. You need to upgrade the capacity at which you generate troops. You have to upgrade how quickly you get how quickly you generate silver, how quickly you can generate gold. So the game has, what in my opinion, one of the successes game should follow is that they should always be free to play, because if you allow people to get kind of win the game through buying stuff, then it ruins the experience for everyone, right? So we've made sure like whatever subtle improvements you can do, so whether that's like having an NFT or like using gold coins and stuff like that, it doesn't put you at a very strong disadvantage compared to someone who's just playing completely free. So those are like some of the things we've taken into account, but like most important of all is the strategy element. Like how do we optimize so that the game is fun? So whether that's like recruiting generals, whether that's like planning an attack, and the best thing is, in my opinion, it's a collaborative game. So you will have to coordinate with other team members to win this game. Like we've had many seasons and we've never seen a single person win the game by themselves. Like they need other people to help and play with them. So that's also like a very fun part of this game, where you have to like coordinate with your team members, make sure like you attack and you regroup together.
Mhm.
So that has been like a very positive thing we've noticed when like building this out.
Okay. Yeah, amazing. So relatively your incentives align on how you play the game, right? How deeply involved you are on the execution part and collaborative with other players also. Uh,
Yeah, and the other good thing is like we soon realized that there's some people find the most optimal path to progress in this game. So we constantly keep tweaking the strategy. So maybe like the strategy that you used like 5 seasons ago, it won't work as well if you play a season now. So
Mhm.
it also encourages like pro gamers to come up with new ways. So maybe the mechanics change and you need to like re-strategize how you want to play this game. So uh, we got this feedback from many seasons ago that like some people are using the same steps to like upgrade their buildings or to attack certain parcels, and then they're like it becomes repetitive. So to make it more fun, like we constantly have like the team change the mechanics of the game so that even though the map is the same,
Mhm.
um, you have to approach it from a different angle.
Mhm. Okay. Nice. So it continuously improves according to the needs and feedback of the user. Now, Sir Marcelo, I would like to ask, what are some of the challenges like creating growth for your community? Like most of the community that got involved with you, are, majority are gamers, or there are somehow like newbies also, and like for example users already on the other Web3 games. So how was the dynamics of your community as you've been running already for almost plus year already on the space?
Our community, as we mentioned. So we have people around in that moment, also the people that used to have some NFTs from this specific community. And at some point, uh, we recommend the people behind the game that we really need to open to another change and communities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this part was the most challenging, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we were working at the beginning from a specific chain and a specific community. And I think from the side of the developers, it was not pretty hard, but they need to take some time to figure out how to move on to another chain.
Yep.
And of course, explaining why, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
we cannot only close for for a specific community. So in that moment, we took some maybe 2 months in order to figure out how to move on. And I think it was pretty nice to move from specifically from Oasis to BSC. We have hundreds of players in that moment, and we consider really to move on to another communities. And in this specific time, as Vinay mentioned previously, why we want to move to Zetachain, it's because we really want to open our community to without hesitation and without the limits on a specific development of a change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the criteria that we try to follow. Of course, in order to develop and to open to another change, we need to take some time and design in a better criteria. But we are doing well, I think, right now. I don't know if Vinay has another point, but at least this is my opinion in this part.
Yeah, that's good. Can you add, Sir Vinay, about that point?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've optimized the game quite a lot over the past few months, taken a lot of feedback, and now is the time when you see like more seasons coming up every other week. So we are starting to be more consistent because a lot of the gameplay has been optimized. We've now built a bigger community who's interested in League of Thrones. So to give you a bit of context, like when we started this around a year ago, we would have the game limited to 50 players.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like we wouldn't fill that season up. So we'd probably have like 20, 30 players. Whereas now we have seasons as big as 200 players.
Oh, nice.
And when that gets filled up, we automatically create a new one so that like people don't have to wait and they can play alongside. So say for example, if a season gets filled up today, the team would then create another season running in parallel the following day. So people can always like play across multiple seasons at the same time. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, I think like we are getting a lot of recognition. People are enjoying it. So yeah, really looking forward to like how we crush like getting more people to join and participate.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's very optimistic also that you launch on Zetachain. And as we know, Zetachain has a very large user base currently. So it's opening door also for League of Thrones for sure, for some interested or curious users on the community for sure. Now, on the game itself, I'm just curious. I want to add this up, uh, pointing to Servinai. So, League of Thrones, you've been running for a year already. Uh, are you planning to create like a DAO? Do you want to decentralize like the governance of your game itself, or are you pivoting on that, or it's not at the moment priority on League of
Yeah,
Thrones?
we haven't like really thought about this because we are still in the growth phase.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for a DAO to work, you would need some kind of token, right? So whether that's like a fungible token that's linked to the game, or you'd need some kind of NFT collection that kind of allows in some way to know who has what voting power within the
Mm-hmm.
community. So we don't have any of that, but definitely like whatever changes we've been making in the last couple of months have always been taking into account like decentralization and making sure we hear everyone's voices. So whether that's like through feedback and stuff like that. So I definitely think that everyone on the team is aligned with further like decentralizing this game. But when it comes to the DAO, like we'd have to come up with either a token or some kind of NFT collection that attributes like you belonging to a DAO, because otherwise it would be hard to know like who has who can have a say in the project or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So that would be a future alpha for League of Thrones, doing some decentralization in the aspect. Now, Sir Marcelo, we're almost on the last part of our show. I would like to can you briefly like give up some insight about the possible roadmaps of League of Thrones? Where are somehow roadmaps that are you're anticipating in the coming months or years been running on our industry, on our space?
Okay, so as you notice, we are moving fast forward to another change, and we are looking for this kind of change like Zeta in the ones that we can open our panorama to more players. This is the first thing that we are looking right now. Maybe two more change we are currently looking for in the next period of time, maybe this year. And of course, during the time that we are playing in the new change, we can also try to figure out things with NFTs as an example. I think in Zeta you also have some NFTs examples. So let's explore what we can do with NFTs. If we have some NFTs here, we can also figure out the way that we can work together with NFTs. And finally, as Vinay also mentioned, the DAOs is something that is really open in the criteria of League of Thrones. So we need to figure out in what chain we are going to do it, but it is also that is part of our roadmap. Maybe Vinay has another point that maybe I forget on the roadmap. Otherwise, this is the idea behind. We we are improving day by day because of the feedback, as Vinay mentioned. This is challenging because we have a lot of feedback in some occasions, but this is improving quite a lot the game in the from the last seasons. This is also important for us, the feedback that we receive almost every day.
Mhm. Yeah, do you
Yeah,
have to add?
I
Sorry,
kind of
Vine?
agree.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree to what Marcelo was saying. Like, we don't have a specific roadmap. The roadmap is purely, like, if I had to summarize it, is what things can we do that get more people to play the game. So all efforts are on making the game available across different networks, and I think Zetachain is helping us with the interoperability through Omni.
Mhm.
And then the other things are, how do we improve the game experience? So we are constantly tweaking things, adding new features. So we welcome, like, all of the people who will be playing the game in the following seasons to continue sharing feedback, and hopefully, like, in some time we'll have um, better graphics as well. So the graphics are really good, but they're static. So there could be a possibility where in the future, like, we have more interactive graphics. So it is like World of Warcraft or something like that.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. That are some of the like challenges or trying to figure out by the Web3 games in general, how to make the games more immersive, comparing to the Web2, which is very already very advanced. But hopefully, as the industry grows, the Web3 game industry grows, there will be new tech and technical implementation that would somehow streamline this aspect, like in parallel to League of Thrones. Now, how do, like, for example, user gamers be able to connect and be able to like onboard with League of Thrones? How do we contact League of Thrones in a sense, guys? Anyone?
Have our X account
Mm-hmm.
that you can visit us, and we also have our webpage, app.leagueofthrones.com, that you can visit later. This is the principal place that and where you can sign up for the season. And in the case of X account is at LOT HQ. You can
Mm-hmm.
also visit us in order to if you have questions about. And finally, we can also have a Discord.
You have
Uh,
Discord, okay?
yes, you can join our Discord and also our Telegram group, where we can answer any question that you have, or you can also provide the feedback that you want to provide. This is the places you can find us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, definitely we'll be sharing that on the notes on our posts, so that anyone got interested will be able to connect with you guys. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for sharing a brief overview of League of Thrones. It's exciting because you're still on the growth phase. There will be so much anticipation. What will be the improvements in the coming months? Of course, months is already an equivalent of years of innovation in our industry. So yeah, it's an exciting times, and we'll be passing this on to the Filipino community, that like gamers also, that we might be able to get some interest. And I really like how League of Thrones aligning itself, not much more on heavy on the incentive part, but rather place it in organic matter, but eventually improving more the immersive concept of playing the game, which is basically one of the things that should be improved so that we could onboard many gamers on the industry. So thank you so much, Sir Marcelo and Sir Vinay. I know we have different time zone. It might be very early on your part, but thank you for coming in and sharing this with the Filipino community. Definitely will be eyeing on this and following this for sure. Thank you for your time. Until next episode. Bye for now.
Thank you, guys. Have a great
Thank you.
evening for you.
Yeah, thank you. Evening.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having us on, and we look forward to welcoming all the Filipino community to League of Thrones.
Yep,
Yes.
definitely. Thank
You
you.
are more than welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you. Bye.